FTO back again with another video. Let's get straight into it. Now, if you've been watching my other videos, you know in the previous video, the video before that, and I think the video before that, a constant message that I've been talking about is obviously people getting sent off in the Premier League. Now, this week, it's just gone 100 times worse because six players were sent off this week. So it's just getting a bit out of hand, to be honest, personally, I think. So I'm just going to name and shame, put them on my wall of shame here. I'm going to try and make sure I get pictures of all six players that were sent off and name and shame, but I'm joking. Now that I've finished my rant, let's get straight into it. The first game I'm going to talk about this week is Manchester United v Swansea. Obviously, Manchester United lost 2-1. Now, that's the first game they've lost so far this season. What can I say? Swansea were amazing. They were actually pretty good, I must say. If you haven't got him in your fantasy team, get him in your fantasy team. I put him in my fantasy. Done really well. Scored and assisted. And guess what? Swansea got him for free from Marseille. It just shows you don't have to splash out cash to get quality for free. And look at what he's done already in the Premier League. That is pretty impressive. Gomez scored again. And we were all able to see his wonderful celebration. Some kind of panther looking, celebration. I love it. But yeah, I mean, Man United, not good enough once again. Defensive issues. And, going forward, there wasn't much going. Mata did score, but I think on the day, Swansea were definitely better. And also, for you United fans, I think you'd be glad to know that you've bought a striker. He's only 19, and you've paid, I think it's about 36 million for Martial. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm not 100% sure. But you bought him from Monaco. I've seen little bits of him. He looks pretty good. But yeah, so that's a pretty good signing. Hopefully he fits into United well. But I'm sure United will, improve. And yeah, but well done, Swansea. Really good performance. Amazing stuff. Next, it's United's noisy neighbours, as it's known here in the UK. Manchester City v Watford. They won 2-0. And let's just say Man City look to be the team in form, to be honest. They're just, winning 3-0, 4-0, 2-1, whatever it was. They're really playing well. And guess what? Sterling, yes, the £49 million player scored. So he's up and running for Manchester City. I don't think the Liverpool fans are going to be happy to hear that. But yeah, it was a really good performance. And to be honest, for me, Manchester City just looked to be, dominant. And obviously, they're in the Champions League this season. I might actually do a Champions League video, by the way, where I talk about, all the groups and all of that stuff. So I might do that, actually. That's something to think about. But yes, they're in the Champions League. We'll have to wait and see how well they do there, because they're not that great usually. But as of now, in the Premier League, to be honest, they're running away with it. Playing really good football. As I said, Sterling scored. Everyone's getting on the score sheet for Man City as well. And also, just to make matters worse for the rest of the top four and pretty much all the defenders in the Premier League, they've only gone and bought Kevin De Bruyne for about 55 million from Wolfsburg. So that's just added to their countless attacking plays that they've got. In Silva, Yaya Toure, Nasri, Sterling, and the chosen striker right now, Aguero. They've just gone and bought Kevin De Bruyne. So to be honest, it's looking good for Manchester City right now. Liverpool v West Ham. Now West Ham won 3-0 at Anfield as well. By the way, it was at Anfield at the Liverpool ground. Won 3-0. Now, it's been a constant feature in my videos lately. I don't know why, but the underdog seems to be beating the bigger team. And, there's been quite a few upsets already in the fourth game week in the Premier League. But I must say it was a brilliant performance by West Ham. Won 3-0 at Anfield. It's not often that happens. But I must say there was some pretty bad defending, by Liverpool. And I think the highlight, one of the main points that, has been up for discussion is the sending off of Coutinho. Yes, that was one of the, 6 players that was sent off. To be fair, I didn't think it was a yellow, that second challenge, where he's, slided in and then the players, actually stepped on Coutinho. Coutinho didn't actually, I don't think for me, touch the player. But, the referee saw it and he had already got a yellow previously to that and was obviously sent off. Sturridge is back. Yes, Liverpool fans, you'll be happy to know that Sturridge is training now, so he will be in the team, you know, in the next couple of weeks or so. So it'll be good to see Benteke and Sturridge and how they do. But once again, you know, good performance by West Ham. And West Ham fans, you'll be pleased to know you've obviously now got Moses, yes, on loan from Chelsea, which for me is a brilliant signing and a no-brainer because, to be honest, he will beat defenders every day of the week. So, you know, pretty good signing. And you've managed to get, what's his name? Song, yes, on loan again, as you did last season from Barcelona. So that holding midfielder role is sorted by the quality player in Song. So, yeah, I think both teams, Liverpool and West Ham, should do pretty well this season. Now, Real Madrid, yes, over to La Liga now. As I did say, I was going to make these videos a bit more random. So, yes, we're over in La Liga, where Real Madrid won 5-0. So, against Real Betis, that is. I must say, Real Madrid look to be back now after their slow start last week in the first game of the season. Bang on it. This is what you usually hear from Real Madrid. 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, 7-1, 6-2. These kind of score lines. But, yeah, it looks like they're back. Bell got on the score sheets. For me, I think Bell gets a lot of, you know, critics talking that he's not playing well enough, he's not passing to Ronaldo enough. To be honest, he's his own player and he's a quality player. And I must say, that goal, I think it was the 5th goal. I'll try and put a video up of it if I can get it. But what a strike. The guy's just got, like, the ultimate left foot. Okay, maybe Messi has the ultimate left foot. But he's got close enough to the ultimate left foot. James Rodriguez scored an amazing, you know, overhead kick as well. So it was good to see him back in the team because he was left out in the first game of the season. People were wondering, why is James Rodriguez left out of the team? He's a quality player. But, yes, he's back in the team and scored. And, obviously, I think Real Madrid are back on track with their 5-0 win. Next, it's over into the Bundesliga, where Bayern Munich played Bayern Leverkusen. Bayern Munich did win 3-0. Sorry about that. 3-0. But, yeah, good performance from Bayern Munich, as you expect. Muller scored 2. And that's probably why, you know, Bayern Munich were reluctant to sell him to United because he's still an influential player for Bayern Munich. Although they did sell Schweinsteiger, but he's a bit older. Muller's still, you know, able to run about a bit more. They're going to hold on to their best players. They're not going to sell their best players. And obviously, it's proven already as to why they kept Muller. As well as that, in that game, there was an amazing skill by Douglas Costa, which I'll try and pop a video of as well. It was like he flicked it over the player's head. Amazing stuff. But that was the highlight for me in that game. I knew Bayern Munich were likely to win that game, to be honest. But also, Leverkusen fans, you could be excited to know that Chicharito, or Hernandez as people call him, or Chicharito, whichever one, I don't know what he wants to be called anymore, has also signed for Bayern Leverkusen. So that's a, you know, really good plus for the Leverkusen fans. And I think he will play, you know, he's shown it in La Liga. For me personally, he's shown it in the Premier League, and I'm sure he'll show it in the Bundesliga. He can score goals. Now over to our Italian friends, Serie A, or Serie A, as I think it should be called, because it's just simply an A after the Serie. But yes, that game which was Roma v Juventus. Roma won 2-1. So again, Juventus have lost. But I must say, firstly, it was a great performance by, you know, Roma. And it was good to see, I think it's Pjanic, I think he's called, score a great free kick. It was a pretty good free kick. And Dzeko, yes, the lost prodigal son from Man City, who never really got a chance for me personally, yeah, scored. It was a pretty good goal as well from Dzeko. So I think Juventus have got, you know, a few things to work on this season. I mean, they have lost, you know, a few players in like Pirlo and those kind of players. I think it's hard to fill that kind of gap in a team. So it's important they possibly try and hold on to Pogba, if possible. Chelsea v Crystal Palace. Another upset, yes. Crystal Palace won 2-1. Unbelievable scenes at Stamford Bridge, by the way. Yes, it was at Chelsea's ground that Crystal Palace won. And I think that's the first time that that's happened in like 70 or 60 odd years. So that's a pretty good performance by Crystal Palace. You know, Balassi once again was, you know, the star of the show. He's just come back into the team and, you know, he's done amazing stuff. You know, he assisted, some great skills. And by the way, I think FIFA are looking to put one of his skills from last season into FIFA 16. So it just shows how entertaining, and that's why I actually love watching Balassi play. Really entertaining player to watch. Falcao did score, which was good to see, because obviously we all remember how he done last season at United. He wasn't that great, but he looked really sharp and did a header at the near post to score, which was obviously Chelsea's only goal. Sacco, yes, the player that Crystal Palace signed, scored. And by the way, I don't know if you guys have actually seen Sacco's boots that he got last season, I believe. I'll try and put a picture up. I think I mentioned it in one of my other videos, but I didn't manage to get a picture. I've got a picture now, so I'll put it up. They are outrageous, but once you've got a left foot like he's got, I think, yeah, you do deserve, you know, some boots like those. I'll try and put a picture up of that. Terry was missing from the game, which might, you know, but I mean, it's Chelsea. They should be better. But they've also signed a defender now, which should, you know, bolster Chelsea's defence. I think his name's Papi Jalobij. I'll try and find out what this is, by the way, because it's just Papi Jalobij. Alright, let's just call him Papi for argument's sake. He's a quality player, only 26, from Nantes, and they bought him for about 4 million. So in today's, you know, transfer market, that is pretty cheap. Back in Spain now, guys, in the Liga. It's Barcelona v Malaga. Barcelona won 1-0, so they continue their 100% you know, win rate in the Liga. I think this is the second week in the Liga. And it was from an unlikely source, Vermaelen. From, obviously, you all remember who used to play for Arsenal. He actually scored the goal, the only goal in the game. And to be honest, it was good to see him come back from injury. He was basically injured since they signed him a year ago. So he was injured for basically the whole of last season. But he's obviously back into the team as he should be. And it's always good to see a player come back from injury and do well. Bonjour. Yes, you guessed it. Well, if you didn't guess it, then I don't know where you've been. Bonjour basically means morning or hello, I think. Which one? One of them anyway. We're in France now. In a Monaco v PSG game, which is obviously, you know, relatively big game in France. PSG won 3-0. A goal from Cavani, and the main highlight for me was actually Di Maria coming on in the 76th minute. So he's now made his debut for PSG, and it will be good to see how he goes, you know, and fits into the team for the rest of the season. I'm sure he'll, you know, perform well. He was unlucky, you know, in the UK that he didn't really get to his potential. We all know Di Maria is a quality player, but he, you know, it's not for everyone. It's not for everyone, and it wasn't for him. Now I'm just going to talk about a few things here and there in football that, you know, I've come across in, you know, the latest news and stuff. And the first that I'm going to talk about this week is the De Gea, Real Madrid and Manchester United saga, which we all know fell through. Now, these are two world football powerhouses, and they weren't able to make a deadline. Somehow, yes, Manchester United and Real Madrid made the deal of De Gea leaving Man United to Real Madrid fall through. Now, that's like, I don't know what it's like. It's just unheard of. It's just, how? Just give the paperwork to Real Madrid before a certain time, and Real Madrid send your paperwork to the Spanish Federation and all sorts on time. But obviously, I don't know whose fault it was. No one, you know, knows whose actual fault it was that the deal didn't go through. But it looks like De Gea will be staying at United for another season. New signings for Wolfsburg. They've signed Draxler from Schalke and have managed to get Dante on loan from Bayern Munich, one of their rivals. So pretty good business. I mean, they have just, you know, got about 55 million from selling Kevin De Bruyne to Manchester City. But I mean, once again, that is some pretty good signing. Berahino's come out to say that he will not play for West Brom again this season. Yes, that's the West Brom striker, Berahino. And the reason for that is that he's saying that they didn't allow his transfer request to go through because he wanted to leave West Brom to go to Tottenham, and they didn't permit it, so he does not want to play for West Brom again. To be honest, I think he should play, and I'm sure that, you know, if Tottenham really want him next season, they will come for him. So if you are in contact with Berahino, please tell him FTO said that he should play this season. And also in other news, Southampton have signed Van Dijk from Celtic. Now Celtic actually only paid 2.6 million for Van Dijk. He's a defender, but they've actually sold him now to Southampton for about £11.5 million. So that's a pretty good profit there for Celtic. And for Southampton, I'm sure Van Dijk will help, you know, bolster their defence, because at the moment they're just letting in loads of goals after losing quite a few players in the last couple of seasons. Oh, fantasy football. Oh, fantasy football. As you would have guessed, yes, it's that time again. Fantasy football, and the top of the table this week is looking really tight, but we've got only one winner and one spot that we talk about, which is first spot. And this week it's Carnassine with 225 points. That's amazing stuff. No prizes this week, but if you are at the top of the table at the end of the season, you will definitely be receiving a top prize from myself. And guys, to be honest, keep going. Obviously, there's still plenty of games and points to be won or lost. So make sure you keep going. And thanks for watching the video, guys. Make sure you like, comment, share the video. Anything you do, you know, disagree or agree with, or you'd like me to actually talk about, make sure you comment below. And make sure, if you haven't done, guys, that you subscribe. Thanks. See you later.